What do you guys think about changing one's looks, such as plastic surgery? I do think it could be a very great tool, such as it can make someone happy, boost their confidence. You know, enhancing someone's looks isn't a bad idea. But when one's greed goes too far, it could be extremely dangerous, like today's story, where a lady went too far with changing her face, even injecting herself with foreign materials. That led to a consequence that forever changed her life. I'm gonna be talking about two different stories in this video, and I'm gonna give you guys a TW, a trigger warning, when it comes to beauty enhancing, diet, body image, all in here. So if you guys are sensitive to that kind of body image topic, please, you know what to do. And this video comes with the very low cost of just hitting that like button. It really helps the algorithm and helps my channel out a lot and lets me know that you guys love watching these content. So Miss Han Hae-kyung was born in 1962, and she was a beautiful lady who dreamt of becoming a singer. She was truly beautiful. I mean, if you guys look at these photos from her 20s, like wow. And you could see her smile in every photos, and she kind of looked like Snow White in my opinion. The reason why she wanted to become a celebrity was to earn a lot of money for her family. She said that she grew up very poor, and her father was in a lot of debt, and she just thought that becoming a celebrity was the quickest and the biggest way she could earn money. Miss Han started her singing career by singing in gigs, a little bit here and there, and as you guys could see, I love this black outfit that she's wearing. You could tell she was a very bold, fashionable person out there, and I heard her singing as well, and she's actually a really great singer. She eventually decided to move to Japan to kickstart her career and in hopes of earning more money. Starting there, she had few gigs at night and started working in the nightlife as well to earn extra money. She eventually ended up releasing an album where she went by her stage name Han Mi-ok, and often by her friends she was called the Korean Brooke Shields due to her glamorous looks, her love for the entertainment life, and that beautiful smile and shine she had. For some reason, when she looked in the mirror, she didn't see that Brooke Shields. She saw someone that wanted to change her looks all the time. She said that when she saw other girls just like her, she said to herself, wow, they're so much prettier than me. It's not just about talent. Beauty is also important. At that time, because she was doing little gigs here and there and she wasn't a famous singer at that moment, she didn't have enough money to go to a legit plastic surgery clinic. So she found someone that was a lot cheaper but on the illegal side. She found a non-licensed person that offered her to do Botox, injections, and plastic surgery for a cheaper price. Being in her 20s, young and naive, she obviously thought that this was a great deal. She started off with getting her eyes done, her nose done, a little injection here and there, and eventually she felt confident. She says she loved it, and her peers also loved it, saying that she got a lot prettier. And that's when she continued to think that, you know, the more prettier you get, the more famous you're gonna get, and the bigger of a famous celebrity that she's going to be. She started comparing herself to even more celebrities and eventually kept on doing more shots into her face. Every time that she went on to, you know, work part-time jobs, doing her singing gigs, every time she had money, she would go to the clinic and spend it on her face. It got so bad that she would even borrow money from lenders just to go get her face done. And she says that she was always broke because every time she had money, she would put it into her face. Now, by the time she was in her early mid-30s, her face started to swell. She says that at first, the non-licensed doctor would put in the, you know, regular Botox and things that are actually used in real clinics, but later on, this doctor started injecting her with things that was not authorized, such as, I mean, we don't know what foreign materials this was, but my guess is that, you know, maybe she wanted to go cheaper and cheaper, and that was the only solution, to put cheap materials into her face. In this photo, she's 38 years old, and she still looks somewhat normal, obviously minus a little bit of swelling, but she still looks youthful and young. She says that when she came back to Korea, her family and friends started to criticize her for her excessive addiction when it came to plastic surgery. But no matter what her friends and family said, she says that she actually liked a little bit of swelling. She said that she liked the fact that people could tell that she did something to her face. Eventually, from her plastic surgery stress and addiction, it led her to have schizophrenia behaviors. She started to hear some voices inside her head criticizing her, saying that she was not good enough, that she was not beautiful, and that she had to continue these plastic surgery procedures in order to feel her self-worth. But with a lot of desperation, she decided to take the wrong turn, which was to start injecting her face with foreign substances herself. So she started doing a little test here and there. She said that she got like facial cream and melted it and then put it into the injection and then put it into her face just to see what would happen. I don't know where she got this information and why she thought that injecting herself with face cream, melted face cream, could be any good for her, but this is what she started doing. Eventually, she started using soy oil, construction cement, and silicone into her face to get the desired effect. Soon after that, her face started to swell and harden permanently, and this was what happened. She was nicknamed as the fan lady or 선풍기 아줌마 in Korea because her face was so big compared to her body. People started calling her the fan lady. So what happened was that the cement and oil and everything in her face pretty much started to harden and drag down her face, and that's one of the reasons why her face and skin started to stretch. She totally lost that beautiful Korean Brooke Shields image that she had, all because of her extreme addiction of wanting to change her face and become prettier. She says that whenever she was in public, kids would tease her, call her names, and just point and stare at her. She was in a very, very extreme bad stage, and not a lot of doctors wanted to help her out. So in 2004, a documentary crew decided to tell her story to the world, and in hopes that there is a surgeon who would want to help her and change her life to get back to normal. Doctors actually said that it's a miracle that she's even alive, or that she even has still like 2 eyes left, because if you don't know obviously the anatomy of the body and the veins and things like that, and you inject that to the wrong vein, I mean, it could completely blind you, especially if you were putting oils and cement into your face. And in her first surgery, they took out huge chunks of what the doctors call as mostly oil substances. Not a doctor myself, but apparently even like the oil in her face started to harden. So all of this is like oils, her tissues and skin that's all munched up together. All in all, they took out about 4 kilograms of skin and tissues and substances. This is a normal person's skin, where your skin covers about 5 millimeters. But for Miss Han, the foreign substances in her skin covered 3 centimeters thick from her bones. So this was the final look of her taking out as much as she can when it came to foreign substances, and she decided to not do any more plastic surgeries ever again. These removal surgeries also did come with a little bit of downsides, such as that she cannot close her eyes anymore because there's not enough skin left around her eyes, and number 2, because they took out probably a lot of sensitive veins and tissues and muscles and things like that, she does now have some speech difficulties. So it's been a couple of years since she has gotten the surgery, and she's gotten more used to going out in public and things like that, and she says that it doesn't bother her much anymore as it did before. She has now become in her 50s, where she says that it was very difficult to get a job now. Whenever she tries to apply to a job, they all cut her out and don't hire her. And the only place that she was able to get a job was from a small little factory where you get paid $200 a month by peeling some ginkgo nuts. But she says that that's the only job that was able to hire her. It's a little interesting, but that illegal doctor that she used to work on, you know, it was a she doctor, but that doctor now turned into a Korean fortune teller. You know, I do believe in the fortune teller stuff, but I believe that 90% is probably a scam, and this lady is just going down the scam path and the scam path and the scam path. For Miss Han, she says that the only friend that never really judged her was her pet dog, Z. Unfortunately, her pet Z did pass away, but that friend was the only one that was there for her emotionally to support her, as she no longer really touches back with her real family. Quote, she says that she could not find back her normal appearance, but she did find back her heart. And most recently, it's reported that Miss Han passed away in 2018 at the age of 57 due to unknown reasons, and her family held a private ceremony. So that was a very unfortunate case of Miss Han, where too much of her greed and addiction for beauty changed her life forever. You guys know on my K-pop channel, I talk about this all the time, where, you know, when you're training, when you're a singer, you are literally surrounded by the most beautiful natural girls that you feel the pressure of wanting to changing your face because you want to be as beautiful as that person. And I told you guys, like, when I first went to Korea when I was like 19, I thought I was pretty good. I was like, I'm pretty, I could sing, I could dance. But the moment I go there, this one manager tells me that there's so much more girls prettier than you, and you're not that pretty, and you're not that cute, so you better be better at singing. That's literally what they tell you in front of your face. So how can you not feel pressure to want to be more beautiful? And that mindset just gets to you, and you become your own worst enemy. And that's one of the reasons why I decided to go ahead with my nose rhinoplasty back a couple of years ago. And I made a video about this where that nose rhinoplasty backfired on me, and I had to literally desurgerize and go back to my old nose and plucking out that silicone inside my body because my body just didn't want it anymore. And in a way, I am so glad that I desurgerized and went back to my old nose. Now, don't get me wrong, I am still supportive of plastic surgery. Like, if you want to enhance your looks, I have learned my lessons where I shouldn't have let those comments really get to me. So this story, I found it very interesting because, again, everything starts from your mind. So there was a lady, we're gonna call her Miss A. Miss A is a 56-year-old, a grandmother now, and she calls herself the walking mummy. She weighs just 31 kilograms, but she's a tall lady. I believe she's like over 170 centimeters. She claimed that she cannot gain weight no matter what she ate, and this all started when she was involved in a car crash a couple years back. Could mysteriously a car crash make you lose weight? After the accident, she claims that she started to lose a lot of weight, and at first she loved it because, you know, I mean, she didn't have to do anything else, but the weight just started to lose themselves. Eventually, she lost so much weight that she became so weak, unable to do anything, and now her granddaughter has to help her with basic needs such as going to the bathroom, getting groceries, getting in bed. At first, I thought maybe there was a part of her brain that she, you know, somehow damaged in the car accident, and it just made her body reject food. Finally, with the help of the documentary crew, she went to the doctor and got a conclusion of what the doctors thought was happening. The main conclusion was that this was all mental related. They found no evidence that a car crash would lead to weight loss. So in the past, Miss A was actually a model. She was also in that entertainment industry. She was tall, beautiful, wore celebrity-like clothes, and she was like the center of the attention. But she says that when she was younger, she didn't like how healthy she looked. She was so determined to always look skinny and weak as possible, so she started to skip meals, to vomit, and eat as little as possible. The thought of weight has haunted her every day of her youth. So since her teens and her 20s, she's been dealing with this weight stress for over 30 years now. And eventually, according to the doctors, over a long period of time, her organs started to lose weight and healthy, necessary components, which led her organs to become very thin and compressed. And also, those organs started to compress the other veins and other organs in her body. Therefore, the organs related to intake of food, such as her stomach, large and small intestines, got so compressed that the food will not go down her body properly anymore. So in conclusion, her thoughts literally became a reality where her body now starts to reject food subconsciously. So the solutions that the doctor gave Miss A was that she needs to take soft foods such as porridge in order for her body to get used to taking in food. Also, her family and friends need to give her positive words to encourage her and cheer her on, which will be a great help. It's crazy, you guys, but I saw this video, right, on YouTube. I thought it was really interesting, so I saw the whole thing. But they were talking, these Korean plastic surgery doctors were talking about the trends when it comes to nose surgeries. It is kind of like crazy to hear that now there's trends of something that could be permanent. Supposedly, the new trend in Korea are these kind of noses. I mean, these noses look good. I mean, I looked at them and was like, whoa, should I get them done again? Number one, I have to say is, do not surround yourself with toxic people. I mean, if you're training to become a singer or an actress, like, you are constantly bombarded by those kind of people in comments. So, but I was able to somehow not go overboard with it, and I was always, thank God, somewhat healthy. But if I could go back, oh my God, I would not surround myself with those toxic people who they think are doing you justice, who they think are on your side, but they really aren't. And if they do say something to you, just let it go into one ear and let it out. And you yourself knowing how to filter those kind of things, even if you're forced in those situations, is your responsibility as well. Because no one is gonna come and save you. You are your own savior, you guys. Number 2, never go overboard with anything related to plastic surgery and injections. And always come to terms within yourself. I am beautiful. I don't need anything else. I don't want to change anything else. And once I came to the terms within my own self, I felt so much more free, no more stress when it comes to plastic surgery and wanting to change my face. I just wanted to be me, and that's it. And lastly, number 3, there's nothing more important than feeding yourself with good thoughts, because like I said, you're gonna manifest whatever you think. And trust me, when you love yourself and you're happy, that beauty is gonna radiate outside as well. Lastly, if you are someone that is dealing with body image, please seek professional help, because it can go to extreme routes and it's not something that sometimes you could deal with on your own. Let me know what you guys have thought about this video, and see you guys on my next video.